What do you think of when you hear someone say spirit-led life? I'm Yvonne with YvonneVSanchez.com. It is my joy and my assignment in life to help professional women connect with their Christ-given identity so they can navigate demands and priorities and fulfill the purpose for their lives. If content about this topic is interesting to you, please give me a thumbs up on this video and then subscribe so you can receive the newest content as soon as it's available. In the 8th chapter of Romans, Paul distinguishes between two basic groups of people: those who are led by the Spirit and those who are led by the flesh. Today, we are talking about the Spirit-led life. A Spirit-led individual is more responsive to the Spirit of God than they are to habits, pleasures, or culture. A Spirit-led individual makes a decision. They are intentional about spending time with God. Holy Spirit nudges us, leads us, and guides us. And when we follow Him, we can enjoy the presence of God. And we can do that in so many ways: reading the Bible, worshiping, listening to worship music, maybe even reading a book of fiction where God is the hero, being in nature, and speaking about the magnificence of the Creator rather than the magnificence of the creation. When being with God is important to us and we follow that leading of the Holy Spirit, then the fruit that comes out of that time with God is that we want more of Him. When we give time to God as an obligation, we're basically just checking the God box. And the fruit that comes out of that kind of time is very different. Instead of wanting more of God, when we are just checking the God box, immediately we feel the nudge of our flesh. One of the practices I have is that before I go to bed at night, I do a reflection. I spend time with the Lord before I go to sleep. Recently, I started watching television right before I went to sleep. And I did it night after night after night. And I realized that I wasn't waking up exactly the same. I had to go to Him and I had to be honest. And I said, I want to want more of you. When we get right with God, when we're honest, vulnerable, and express sorrow, like myself, I had to say, I'm sorry that I'm really enjoying watching television more than I'm enjoying time with you. Then what it does is that honesty softens our heart. And when our heart is softened, Holy Spirit can woo us. And He woos us toward the Father. When this happens, we need to immediately go and be with the Lord. When we go spend time with God, after being honest, vulnerable, and repentant, that time with Him is very different from just reading a few scriptures to check the God box. In fact, time like that causes us to want to go back for more and more. But your flesh will be pulling you in the other direction. It is not uncommon for our flesh to say, wow, that was really good. You don't need to go back for more because you're so cool. You can carry this feeling of love, peace, joy on for the next few days. Come back again in another 3 days. But it isn't true. This is why there are Christians who live dissatisfied lives. They want the benefits of joy, love, peace, without making the investment in time with God. That's like saying, I want to be hydrated, but I don't want to drink any water. Makes no sense. Romans 8, 5-8 says, For those who are living according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, which gratify the body. But those who are living according to the Spirit set their minds on the things of the Spirit, God's will and purpose. The mind of the Spirit is life and peace. the spiritual well-being that comes from walking with God, both now and forever. If you want a life that is satisfying, it is important for us to follow Holy Spirit when He leads us and wherever He leads us. Healthy soul, joyful life. If there is something in this messaging that resonates with you, but you say to yourself, I don't think I can navigate that on my own, I want to invite you to reach out to me through the contact form at YvonneBSanchez.com. Let's have a conversation. I want to hear your story. Maybe there's something in my wheelhouse that I can help you with so you can have the joyful life that is rightfully yours.